This is a Care Chronicles podcast episode with Kim and Greg Best. This podcast was previously known as Music Therapy Chronicles.
We specifically call it a brand because we know that it's bigger than us and it's bigger than our city. And so we definitely envision this being something that is implemented in cities around the US or around the world because it's needed.
Yeah. And if it does take off, we want to just make sure it grows right and it doesn't become the next like hype train, and then like the whole vision can get messed up because people just want to like profit off of it, because that's not our goal with it. So
yeah,
that's the other reason why I'm like, we got to take our time and feel it out.
You're listening to the Care Chronicles, a podcast about self-care, healthcare, and everything in between. I'm your host, Trisha Coyote. I'm a board-certified music therapist, and I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in mental health counseling. I'm also a creative, multi-passionate, nature-loving, many water sign forever student. Join me and guests on the show as we explore how we take care of ourselves and each other. Welcome back to the Care Chronicles, or welcome here if this is your first time checking out this show. Hello, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Thank you for choosing to spend your time over here with me and our amazing guests, Kim and Greg Best. Yes, that is their last name. They are I'm going to say a power couple. I don't know how they would feel about that title, but these two are an incredibly creative dynamic duo. Today we talk about the creative things they're doing individually, how they're collaborating, how they navigate that both as business partners and business professionals together, as well as being a couple and just balancing life with work. And they are passionate about what they do. I'm sure even more than they said in this episode, it all kind of bleeds in together for them. And so we talk about all the amazing things that they are envisioning, creating, putting out into the world, and of course, ways we can support them on that journey. So make sure you check out all the links in the show notes so that you can follow them, support them, check out their products, services, events, music, all of that amazing stuff. I really enjoyed talking with these two, and it's so inspiring and reinvigorating to hear about the awesome creative ideas people have and the wonderful things they are putting out into the world with such pure intention and so much heart. And I'm a little biased in that music brought these two together, and music seems to continue to be at the center of what they do, with that having so much far reaching impact in so many other ways. I hope that'll make more sense after you listen to this conversation. Without further ado, let's get into this conversation with Kim and Greg. All right, Kim and Greg, welcome to the Care Chronicles.
Hello.
Yay.
How are
Thanks
you
for
guys
having
doing?
us. Good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Lots of cool stuff going on. So
I'm just excited to be on this like together.
yeah, this is fun.
We don't really get this opportunity much.
I know.
So yeah, what a treat to do this together.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me into your world and to witness your dynamic. I'm excited to see that today.
Yeah,
Because Kim, you've been on the show. I will link those episodes.
Right.
But
yeah, you only really know me.
Yeah.
Well, this is my other half. We go together pretty well. 10 years and counting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
introduce yourselves.
Let you start. You're already
Oh,
you're already talking.
I
So
know I'm talking so much. Hi everyone. I'm Kim Best. It's this guy right next to me that gave me that last name. Otherwise, my maiden name for anyone who's curious is Miller. Very, very standard. So anyway, I am a music therapist in Rochester, New York, and I have my own business and practice serving older adults and um, those at the end of life with music therapy and, a scattering of some kiddos and some folks around mental health, doing a little bit of work supervising students and other music therapists, trying to build the New York State Association for Music Therapy. So we'll see by the time this episode airs if we have membership up and running, but we're still working on the website. And then, the other stuff that I do is a little bit of product development, supporting music therapists. So I've got some stickers and some other things in the works. So that's me. That's me from a business standpoint.
yeah,
I should probably get out of the habit of doing that.
yeah. Talk about the Kim that I get to see every day.
Okay, so Greg gets to
sweet.
see the silly side that not too many other people get to see because
Kim takes herself very seriously in public.
I don't know what it is. I think it's like I don't trust people. Like I'm like, are you going to think I'm
Neither
weird?
do I. That's why everything's a joke to me.
I tell people that I'm a Jersey girl because I'm originally from New Jersey. However, it's been a long time since I've lived there. So
She's still got the Jersey edge. Don't be fooled.
maybe I should retire that. But and I love crafting. So right now I'm getting into embroidery, and I won this giveaway on Instagram. I'm super thrilled about it. And it's not embroidery, but it's a wax seal with this like beautiful rose and this like champagne gold wax. So I'm excited to use it. But and yeah, together we like going on walks and exploring new parks and eating really good food.
Yeah. New York State has a lot to offer for parks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We love that, especially in the summer. Nothing like that on the weekends.
Yeah.
You know,
and the fall with the foliage.
Yeah, the fall is just
I
the
can't
fall is
imagine
insanely epic.
living in an area where you don't have foliage. Like
That's like a lot of
it's
the
just
world.
so sad.
it's quite a
you're
big
used
amount of
to
the
it.
world. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll hand it over to Greg now. I think we just got
hand it over.
Covered me.
What am I saying?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Greg Best, and my last name is a pun that I have not been able to escape for nearly 34 years. And I am a recording artist and producer and overall music enthusiast. I just live and breathe music. I love it. And I mean, every genre. I like to work in every genre. I like to listen to every genre. And pardon me for a moment. My insulin pump is telling me something. I'm also a type 1 diabetic. We'll throw that in there.
Do you need
that should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
if
silly.
you do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Typically it doesn't interrupt podcasts, so we'll see how we're doing. Let's see. I've basically made music my life is as long as I possibly could have. Like when I was in my mid-teens, I started playing music professionally and been doing it since then. And I'm working on a new song that'll be released in March. And I'm putting together a really special show in honor of Linkin Park. Obviously, Chester Bennington, huge influence on our generation. And we're putting together a show for March 25th in celebration of 20 years of Linkin Park's Meteora album that had some of their huge hits. And we're really excited about that. So that's me from like the business and personal world, because I can't not be personal when it comes to music. But other than that, I just try to live my life rather quietly and not be in people's faces with music. So it's kind of an interesting balance, because I don't think there can be music if you don't have silence. So that's me in a nutshell.
I'm like, are you gonna try to think of
I was
something
gonna
other
try to
than
think of
nutshell?
something else, but I'm not that creative.
A little pocket of sound.
Yeah.
And
Accurate.
I guess you know, it's kind of cool hearing both of us share who we are, because we're both in music. We
Yeah.
work and live in music. And what's really cool is we met in music.
Yeah.
So we met at music school.
Mm-hmm.
Greg was just a year ahead of me, but from the instant I saw him, I thought he was really cute. And I'm like, who is that guy? And then a couple years later, we started dating. A couple years later, we got married. So
Yeah. Those are really nice transitions too,
yeah.
in all fun times of life.
Oh, it was so fun.
All the good stuff that's happened in life has been together.
Yes.
Like really all these really good things. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely better together.
100%.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's more fun too. It's just, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we did our intros.
Yeah.
We could just
So
keep going.
you guys obviously you each have like your own things. You also collaborate on things. So what's
Yeah.
that like, being able to like have your own creative outlets, be running your own businesses, be doing all your own stuff, and then also be able to collaborate? What are you guys kind of working on individually and together?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
The collaboration piece is mostly very new.
Mhm.
So we just celebrated 10 years of marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's really wild.
Yeah.
And in those 10 years, we really only did like a handful of collaborative things.
Yeah.
We made music in our friend's wedding. We did some other events making music together, like my senior recital.
Yeah.
We both played on.
Yeah, it's funny because people are like, "Oh, you guys must play music together all the time," and we're like, "Actually, we don't. It's been like forever since we've done that."
We're totally separate when it comes to music,
Yeah.
because Greg loves and thrives being on a stage. I love and thrive being with one person in their living room.
Yeah.
Please don't put me on a stage.
And I love the back end process of it too. Like I love recording and I love putting together live shows and producing that from start to finish. Like I definitely, that's the type of mind I have. And when we do that together, we are a good balance for each other. So it's been the times we have performed together have been great. And
once I get past all my nerves.
But it's okay that we don't do that often. I feel like it's wonderful when we do it, but we're not like, that was the best thing we've ever done. Like we don't share that same.
Think either of us feel pulled
to make a musical collaboration happen. I never really do feel that.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Thinking and talking about it. But yeah, recently I started creating products within my own business, like the stickers and whatnot. And I guess we can get into this.
Yeah.
When I was making these stickers, I wanted to make like one more that had words on them. And so literally on a whim, it was just totally random. I'm like, okay, what words should I do? Oh, music can help. Yeah, that's good. Everyone can relate with that. I didn't want like music can heal, because that's a very big statement. And, you can't process that with someone when they buy a sticker. So music can help just felt like the perfect statement to make, especially as a music therapist. In our day-to-day, what we see is that music can help. And I wanted it to be this reminder for people to revisit music and what they know to be the power of music. Um, and then since I had made that sticker, it started getting traction. And I was like, I want to hone in on this. I want to pay attention. Like, there's something special about this. So then Greg was like, what if we put it on a shirt?
Yeah. Because my immediate thought was like, who wouldn't want to wear a shirt that says music can help? I
Yeah.
think everyone relates to that unless you somehow hate music, but I don't know if that's possible, I guess. I hope it's not
Unless you have
possible.
some sort of
Amusia.
hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Processing disorder. Yeah.
that's yeah. And I
Yeah.
certainly don't mean anything against anyone who's going through something like that. It's just that general idea that a lot of us, we feel comforted by music or it helps us process. And so the interesting thing about, even though we're in two separate fields, we both use music to help people,
Mm-hmm.
and we use it to help ourselves. Like it's an interesting thing that that's where our common ground is. Our common ground wasn't in like the performance or
Mm-hmm.
or the other stuff. It was in the, we love music and use it because it can help people.
Mm-hmm.
And um it, one just happens to be like a certified way of doing this that you can use
Mm-hmm.
scientifically, and then you have me who's, just an artist doing what I do, but we can come together on that. And so
Mm-hmm.
we are like, let's try this out, like just put it on a shirt, see what happens. That was all I said. I was like, I think it's a pretty easy product you could make, and I'm pretty sure people would be interested in it, and anyone can unite around that. So let's just see what happens. So
Yeah.
we
That
launched it.
that was like the beginning of our, I guess, official collaboration.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about it, and we're like, I think this is going to go beyond a t-shirt, beyond the
Mm.
products.
Sure.
Um, this has more weight to it. So, like, it was a conversation where we were like, okay, like, we're kind of going into business together. Um, so what does this mean? What do we want this to look like? What do we expect to happen from this? So we have some ideas and we have some things coming up. But we're just very excited to see like how this grows,
Yeah.
where it goes. Like what music is going to be made from this.
Mhm.
Mm.
Um, do you want to talk about like the little things that we have planned
Yeah, we have
coming
a
up?
few things that that we're that we're doing, and then a few that we're thinking of trying to create and
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out how those things will come together. But um the the first one is actually the show that I mentioned earlier, the 20-year anniversary of Meteora show, because um for fans of Linkin Park, or if you're a fan of that style of music or know about them, you know that Chester Bennington sadly died by suicide. And suicide prevention is huge for me. I've lost three people that
Mm-hmm.
I love, and I've dealt with my own really depressive episodes that have had suicidal ideation and all of that. So we we're putting together this show so that there's suicide prevention awareness and mental health awareness. And we thought this would be a great opportunity for the brand to start like getting out there. So
Mm.
the show was something I had actually planned last year before we even started Music Can
Yeah.
Help. And then I was like, let's combine these things,
Yeah.
and we can do shows like this that have an awareness piece that can actually give people resources and help.
Yeah.
So at the show, there will be the Music Can Help table, obviously, but there's also going to be the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and another local mental health nonprofit there, and both of them with resources. And I've made a bunch of pre-show material about suicide prevention. Some of it comes from AFSP, and some of it is just my own experience. So we thought that that was a good way to start doing some community things. This is going to be like our first like event that we're testing out to see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yeah.
want to do more of those in the future. And then the
Yeah.
other I'll let you talk about.
Yeah. So that's like one of the big things we want to do is these larger scale events where we collaborate with these local musicians and local nonprofits and whatnot. And then the other piece is smaller scale things. So um, local or not local, um, smaller groups around this idea of music can help. So as I've been a music therapist for about 10 years, um, I've seen music therapy with folks with a variety of diagnoses and disabilities. However, it seems like there's a disconnect from just like the general community,
Mhm.
like those who don't have identified diagnoses or um, insurance that covers these alternative therapies that can support them. And so I really wanted to make a way to reach our community with music and wellness. It might not necessarily have the title music therapy or looked strictly like a music therapy session, although there's debate about that. So we're going to host these smaller music and wellness groups so that we can bridge that gap and provide some of this um, musical wellness care to our community. So that will be coming up sometime in the future. Greg's much better at this than me with figuring out a timeline that's reasonable because I just want to do everything like right now. But that is not possible. So
Yeah, my rule is like take this idea, put it 3 months in the future, and that's when it starts, and then put it a year in the future, and that's when it happens. Like that's the way I think because I just know that to be true.
yeah, a little
And
more.
like the hustle culture folks want to convince you that you can do everything, and if you just condense your timeline, so if it was going to take you a year, do it in a month. If you were going to do it in a month, do it in a week. Going to do it in a week, do it in a day. And like people like actually preach this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, except that's not possible if you don't have a team of 35 employees or something. Like I just listened to a guy that did this whole like Spotify growth thing, and there was a lot of good stuff in that course, but that type of thing really annoys me because I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you also make millions of dollars and have a team that you can pay to do this stuff. Like the rest of us are just sitting here in our living rooms trying to make it work, and so that's why I'm glad that I can bring some reality to that for
Yeah,
us.
it's helpful because
um
I just get really excited.
yeah, and I feel like I'm the letdown.
No, it's just
I
like
feel like I'm the Ben
this is
Wyatt in the Ben
reality.
and Chris from Parks and Rec. Like I'm Ben Wyatt. Like you're like, can we do this? And I'm like, no, dang it. Like it's funny.
Yeah, so as of now, Music Can Help has kind of the three tiers, the products, and then the large scale events and then the smaller groups. And we'll see how it unfolds. We're excited to start this venture together and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes too, because I'm thinking like, okay, so I have this shirt or sweatshirt on that says music can help, and like that's a huge conversation starter. And then you can send people to like whatever support they need next, and you guys are creating that. Or like, hey, if you need a live event, and from there we have supports, or hey, if you need a smaller group thing, here it is. And maybe
Yeah.
it feels a little more accessible than like music therapy. I'm doing this in quotes for people listening. And it
Sure.
also gives you guys a ton of creative license to use your expertise without all the rules that come with being a professional.
Yeah.
I mean that mostly for us over here on the clinician side, and like those rules are important for when you're a clinician, but we can use our skills in so many other ways too. So I think it's beautiful. I wish I was closer to like be
And
present for it.
it might be this thing like we specifically call it a brand because we know that it's bigger than us and it's bigger than our city. And so we definitely envision this being something that is implemented in cities around the US or around the world,
Mhm.
because it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it does take off, we want to just make sure it grows right and it doesn't become the next like hype train, like and then like the whole vision can get messed up because people just want to like profit off of it, because that's not our goal with it. So
Yeah.
that's the other reason why I'm like, we got to take our time and feel it out, because we don't want there to be like I guess I'm much more attentive to things like that because I've been through it with so many different companies I've worked for, and I've seen things go sour, and I'm like, that is not happening for us. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, it's cool. Like excuse me. We are learning how to work together, which is cool, because how there's a lot of folks like never go into business with your spouse, never go into business with your friends. And I'm just like, and it gets ingrained in you. And even though I wasn't really afraid of it, it was like, but wait, is this going to ruin our marriage?
Well, yeah, that was
Like all of
definitely
those things
like
that
the
people tell you.
first conversation we needed to have around this.
Yeah. Because we have different strengths, and it's just trying to find out how to use them and make it all work well, and continue to, it's like trying to figure out when are we in business mode and when are we just us hanging out,
Yeah,
it's a thing to learn.
definitely.
Doesn't mean it's impossible though. So good on you for navigating it together and like figuring out and being open about that. Because the same thing with timeline, if all you're ever hearing is your timeline can be this fast and you can build a business in a day and you can start to make $1 million in your first year. Like if that's what people think their reality is for everyone, and then they don't achieve that, that's hard. But if you have someone saying like, well, for most people, that's not actually the case. And that's okay. That's important. We need more people speaking up about that. And I know for myself, as I'm really open about this on the show, I'm a recovering workaholic. And so I would buy into those things of like, I can do everything yesterday.
Right.
And then, you're on this hamster wheel. You can never slow down. And things don't grow as organically if you just take your time, figure things out.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, we're seeing where it goes.
Yeah.
Like giving it some time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, what else can I do? Oh, I have this idea, this idea, this idea.
Yeah.
So I keep a lot of that separate, just with my business, and try to make that happen. And not put that on another person, as the expectation for our business together. So yeah, it's
probably
been really cool.
It's probably helpful to each have your own creative outlets too. So you can collab, but you can also run with what you want to run with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel too like we've been able to establish ourselves as musicians and as business owners separately before we came together. So when we are in these meetings, talking about music can help, we make sure that our plans with music can help don't outweigh the rest of what we're doing in our business, in our businesses, our separate businesses. So like Greg has this show coming up that music can help as a partner in. However, his first priority is the show, not music can help. So when it comes to that show, it's almost like he's in the position of his business. He's acting as, that business's CEO and front man and whatnot. And then I'm the one kind of taking care of music and help for that day. So that's another way that we just go about, keeping those boundaries and making sure we're prioritizing, what needs to come first in the given day or time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to tell us about or dive into before the rapid fire questions?
Oh, I forgot about those. Oh my gosh, I wonder if my answers are going to change from.
Some of the questions are a little
2
different
years
too.
ago.
So
okay. Oh, awesome.
Cool.
One of the things I was thinking about sharing was it's just like a little detail, but I think it's so fun. So our besides the sticker, our first product now is a line of 4 different colored t-shirts and a special crew neck sweatshirt. And they all have like really sweet descriptions and names. And so I'd love to share that with everyone listening, and also let you know that we're opening up pre-orders in, I think it's going to be May, but we're going to be telling you about it in April.
It's gonna be May.
How on brand.
Yeah. Just remember that sweatshirt is not going to be available in that. What are you doing?
One sec. I figured we didn't even need to talk about the sweatshirt. Oh, but I said sweatshirt earlier.
Yeah, you said it. So you gotta.
So is the sweatshirt? Oh, it's okay. Is the sweatshirt only right now? Is the sweatshirt not coming back?
It's not gonna. It's not coming back. So
that's
if
what
you're
I
listening
wanted.
to this,
So
you're too late.
Yes. I know. So because we've been doing all of our own things with our businesses and the show coming up and all the responsibilities I have, we put the launch plan, like, and you don't have to include this in the episode, but we put the launch plan like totally in the back burner. So like we didn't even send out an email about our shirts just because we didn't have time. So it's like, whatever, whoever gets the sweatshirt, good for them. So next time we'll have a little bit more of a marketing plan, but yeah,
but so that's life.
It's totally life, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be all put together. Yeah, so we have four t-shirts, and I think every season that we start the pre-order again, and just for anyone wondering, we're doing it in this fashion of pre-order because we don't want to hold like a full inventory of t-shirts in our house. So pre-order, like, it still means you're gonna get your shirt. It's just you order it and then it's made for you.
Then we will print it.
So we have 4 different colored t-shirts, and each season we'll have like a new special item.
Yeah.
So yeah, this first t-shirt is black with white text. I guess they all have white text. And its name is mental health.
Yeah. So the description we have is that darkness is a part of life, and it can be expressed safely through the power of music. Yes. Where mental health, black by music can help, as a reminder that 80% of the known universe is dark matter, a mystery that is somehow essential to holding all things together. You're not alone. So that's black.
What a good
low clap going over here.
Yeah, what a good one to start with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you read the descriptions because I can't read them from here.
No, it's okay. And it's funny because like we were talking about how we didn't like really do like a big launch plan. Like I literally sat down for 10 minutes and wrote these descriptions. I just like let them come to me. And now I'm reading them and I'm like, man, I don't even remember writing that. Like that's what it like this is the cool part of the brand, is like I get to be an artist still. And like
it's pure channeling.
This is like, it really is. It's just like I was like, oh man, okay, we have to do that. Cool. Let me just sit with this. And then it came, so.
Yeah. Sometimes the unplanned.
I hear song lyrics coming out of this.
Makes a bigger impact.
Yeah. Right. Harmony, which is rose quartz. Sorry.
Otherwise known as pink.
Yelling at me again. Yeah. Otherwise known as like bougie pink. Now you're getting the real descriptions, everybody. So this one we're calling Harmony. Harmony holds music and humans together. It makes great melodies even stronger, and there's nothing quite like hearing a composition come together with the right harmonic structure. Where harmony by music can help, and know that you're a part of something much bigger than yourself, with supportive humans all around you. And then there's a side note here that this product is technically categorized as women's cut, but anyone's welcome to wear it.
It's just like a little shorter.
Yeah.
For anyone who's wondering.
The next one is we're calling this one Earth, and it's sage green. Such a beautiful color. We love this one. Yeah. Who are we without the earth herself? She is the loving mother who always provides for us. Where Earth by music can help, to remind you that you have a part to play while you walk this very earth. Tread gently and live in connection.
Oh, man, it's like I just feel something with these. Nice job, Greg.
I know,
I
it
want
just
every
happened.
shirt.
It's like it just happened.
Yes.
Like I couldn't have planned that. I'm like, I'm so intimidated to write copy, and then like something like this miraculously happens, you know. The next one we're calling Stone, which is nickel gray. So this one is stone contains weight. It can hold down your paper or be the grounding foundation beneath you. Wear Stone by Music and Help and know that heaviness is an essential and beautiful part of the human experience. Again, this one is technically women's cut, but anyone's welcome to wear it. So those are our 4 shirts.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for reading all those.
Yeah. Get to use my narrator voice.
Yeah.
You
Doesn't
do
he
have a
beautiful voice?
wonderful voice.
I was told
Every time I've heard
I have
you,
a face for radio.
What?
every time I've heard you on Kim's show, I've been like, wow, what a satisfying voice.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
it's so nice.
Very nice.
That's what I hope people feel. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I totally forgot to mention that I have a podcast.
Go for it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Best, and I have a podcast.
I think the last time you were on the show, you didn't have the podcast. So
Oh my
talk
gosh,
about growth.
really?
Wow.
I wonder if it was like just a dream, or maybe I was like in this launch phase of it.
I thought you were like
What?
the podcast you all did was just a dream. I was like, wait, what?
Once upon a time.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think the reason why I forgot to mention this is because I've been so busy with my clinical work and supervising students that I just have not prioritized the podcast, which is all good. You know, the podcast lives and breathes on its own, and there are a lot of episodes that you can re-listen to. And so the episodes will come out as they do. So the show is called Not Your Average Music Therapist, and it serves as a place where we can have conversations that feel kind of taboo or scary or something that you wouldn't want to bring up with a former professor. Because it's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Favorite kind of
you
conflict.
may have taught me something that I don't agree with now in my professional life. So
Hashtag boomer.
let's unpack that together.
Yes.
And you know, often on the podcast we talk about the challenges of, oh, I heard Rochester in there.
Oh
I
yeah.
have definitely picked up the Rochester accent.
Hand the
The
challenges. God.
Yeah, we talk about the challenges of being a professional music therapist and being part of this career path and field, profession, and just have honest conversations. That's what I really love and value about this show, is those, you know, unfiltered conversations about the realities of these difficulties, but then also like just the joy, you know, how beautiful this work is too. So it's a bit of both. And you know, the whole thing is that maybe we're all not the average music therapist, and there's some sort of lie out there that says there is one way of doing this thing. So anyway, quick plug for the podcast.
It's a great
It's a good
pod.
one. It is.
Thank
I listen
you.
to it. I listen to it, and I'm not even an MT.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool thing. Like I think most of these music therapist podcasts are just that. We talk about music therapy a lot. And that's just like our lens. But everything that comes up is just real life stuff that we all go through.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's just interesting to hear about.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for you, Trisha, for the name change and kind of the, you know, the shift with your podcast, because I think it's just gonna like open things up in a beautiful way. So yeah.
Thank you. That's the vision.
Go
But
for
every
it.
time I've thought of your show, I've been like, no, this feels very average in like the best way, which I know is exactly what you're going for. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is the reality. Like
this is actually normal and
Yeah.
usual, and
but
we all
we're not
feel this
talking
way.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will link that, of course, and everything else. So for anyone
Oh, thank you.
listening, after you finish this episode, go to Kim's podcast. And if you're on Spotify, also go to Greg's music.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
This is Greg. Greg has like two different music personas.
Two different artist names. Yeah. Greg Best, just my normal name, is me as a solo artist, which is mainly more in the rock alternative, semi-metal-ish, like metal adjacent genre. And then Best Ever, which again is just because my last name is fast, I have to use the pun.
It's so good though.
That's my pop producer name. So I do stuff that's more in the modern R&B, a little almost EDM-ish type of thing. So, and I feature my friends who are incredible vocalists. So it's really fun stuff. So yeah, the playlist is This Is Greg Best on Spotify, and you get to hear everything that I've released so far, from like the really, really sad stuff to the to the best ever fun stuff.
But that's the beautiful thing about music.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm partial to the song Stars. And also, if you look at the cover art, you'll recognize an eye, because it's my eye.
Yeah.
With some stars in it, so it's not totally real, but
100% is real. Those stars exist in your eyeballs.
They just look at my eyes, you will see the universe.
Exactly.
Wasn't there a theory that our eye, like your pupil, is a black hole?
Yeah, I've heard
like
that.
it goes,
oh my goodness,
like there's nothing in it. It doesn't end. It just goes into your brain.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so weird.
I know, it's some weird stuff. Well, it's really amazing to look at different, like if you're just to keep zooming out in the universe, everything just kind of looks similar to what we see every day. Like the eye looks like a universe. It's wild. Like the way that everything imitates each other all the way out is as far out as you can go.
We are all
100%
connected.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Anything else you guys want to tell us about?
Kim can talk all day. I'm like, really, let's go with questions. Kim's like, oh my gosh, what's up, God?
I'm the extrovert of the pair here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, for music therapists listening, I will be at the MAR conference in March in Buffalo. So please stop by and say hello. I do not expect you to buy anything. You know, if you do, it's a bonus, but I just love meeting people in real life. So hope to see you there.
I'll be there too.
Oh, yeah.
At Kim's table.
I'm like, Greg, please help me.
Yeah. So if you're bored and want to talk about the universe, I'll be there.
Yes.
We can nerd out together.
Yeah.
Now I'm extra sad. I'm going to miss it.
Oh, next time. Yeah.
I haven't been to a conference. Maybe. I haven't been to a conference since I started this show. So like all the connections I've made over time, like they've all been virtual.
It's going to be one massive reunion. You should just have like just your own like reunion, like Music Therapy Chronicles, like night.
Maybe.
All I'm saying is it better not be a COVID reunion. I don't want to get that.
No.
So everybody be careful out there.
I mean, I'm going to be masked. Everyone else can make their own choice, but I'll be there with a mask. Like
maybe I'll wear a gas mask. Take it to the extra.
Okay, I think we're getting too far now.
I know. See, this is what happens when you let me loose. And she says I'm the practical one.
So it's because his pump keeps beeping.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, is it? Are you getting low?
It's fine. The blood sugar is 90. That's a good sugar right there.
Isn't that like slightly low for you?
It's where it should be. There's no down arrow right now.
Oh, okay.
We're at 90 and it's just chilling there. So yeah.
So rapid fire.
Yeah, let's rapid fire this ish.
All right. Questions are short. Your answers don't have to be. First one is coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee. Coffee. Say it louder, Greg.
Tea. Just chill out.
Early
Nice
bird
little
or night
competition.
owl?
Night owl, for sure.
I'm a day bear.
You're definitely more of a morning person.
Yeah.
You okay. Greg's an early morning person because you tell me that you get the most work done between like 8 and 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's where the flow is for sure.
Yeah, so
But then
definitely
I
morning person.
perform late at night, like till midnight or 1. So it's like,
I guess, yeah, it depends on what kind of work.
yeah, if it was, yeah, for like recording and stuff, I like to do that during the day because that's where I'm like the most in my feelings and stuff. Night is where I'm like, I start to lose the energy, but I love performing at night. That's where I don't know, the night performance just feels right,
That's
especially when
cool.
it's summer. I'm like, let's go,
Yes.
you know?
When I did drum corps, most of the performances were at night, and since it's summer, the sun sets later, and the better your score, the later you perform in the competition. So it was always like, we need our score high enough that we're performing under the stadium lights. Like after the sun has gone down is
Yes.
when we want to perform.
Yeah.
So I feel that.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
Your favorite way to care for yourself?
I want to say with like Reese's cups, that
I
seems
feel
to be
that.
like my
Mhm.
go-to, like I'm having a tough time and it's been rough. I'm like, I go down to the corner store and grab a Reese's big cup and my day gets a little bit brighter. That's
It's
like one
really
form.
good to use those small things to help you.
Well, it's a
Mm.
big cup. It's not a small thing, but it really does. I don't know, like stuff like that really helps. Like if I'm working on a project and I'm getting discouraged, I'm like, I need a big cup break. Grab one of those. And
So you're
then
not
I
like,
tend to start doing better.
it's not you need a Snickers, it's you need a Reese's.
Yeah, so you need a big
Yeah,
cup. If you're getting Snickers, that's great. But big
that's
cups were like,
that's your lifestyle.
yeah, it's my lifestyle for sure.
Have you had the ones with like pretzels and potato chips in them?
I've only had the one with Reese's pieces and that was way too sugary. Again, type 1, not telling other type 1s what to do, but for me, nope.
Fair.
um I feel like I'm always still discovering how to care for myself and what that
Mm.
looks like and what that means. So I'm going to list a few different things. Um, Most recently, I have made myself schedule a professional massage. It's so funny because massages are always like on the self-care, corny list that people make. But for real, it's amazing. I've only had now like a few professional massages in my entire life, but there's like, I don't know, there's so much to it. Like, first of all, you have to be so vulnerable to
Mm.
get undressed, lay on this random table and let a stranger touch you.
Yeah.
But like, how beautiful is that? And how it like there are so many benefits from just simply that act alone.
Hmm.
You have to like let go of all of your defenses.
Mm.
So just in and of itself, that right there is self-care. And then the act of having physical touch in this therapeutic way, it's like it's amazing. Like my sinuses open up.
Hmm.
I've had some massages where like I start to cry because I don't know, there
Mm.
is something attached to a certain part of my body. I feel looser and I feel more capable of carrying my instruments and singing freely with my clients. So that's the most recent thing that I literally have made myself, okay, just pay for one a month or one every other month. Our finances can handle that. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's worth it.
And then besides that, taking walks, especially together, that's a really
Yeah,
fun thing to do
it's
together.
the best together.
Um, and then a couple other things, crafting. So it's like, I'm caring for myself if I have a craft in my hand, and drinking enough water and getting enough sleep.
Mm.
Those two things will just make my day better or make my next day better.
Yeah. Your
Man,
favorite way. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, all I got is big cup, and you come up with that. Now I've got more than big cup, but let's just end it with big cup for me.
Your favorite way to care for others.
Oh, sorry. I got excited for that one.
I
Can you
couldn't tell.
tell? Can you tell that I have issues or I have like problems caring for myself compared to caring for other people? Oh, caring for myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, how? I don't even know. Caring for others, I'm just excited. Um, I think it, it like all I think of is music therapy. So
Mm.
music and presence and conversation and time and space. Just the perfect recipe for caring for another person.
Mhm. I like to do things to help lighten the load for other people. Um, and then so like that can be like totally random stuff. Like if somebody just needs a hand with something, I just like being able to help because I know what it's like to like have to just muscle through like really annoying things that are the grind. And if you just have somebody else that can help you a little bit with something, like I love doing stuff like that. Doesn't matter what it is. I actually like if someone's like, yeah, I could use help moving. I'm like actually the guy that likes doing that because it's like it's an easy way to connect with someone. You can just you're usually hanging out. It's kind of a fun thing, even though the task can be, you know, it, there's heavy stuff and you have to move it, but it can be fun. So I'm the guy that you can rely on for stuff like that. And I also love if I didn't do music, I was going to go to culinary school. So
Mm.
I love making meals for people.
Mhm.
Um, whether that means you're just coming over for dinner or like I actually want people to hit me up to be like, can you just cook me something and deliver? Like I would love to do
I
that. I love
always
stuff like that.
I always offer to our friends like dinner by Greg.
Oh, and
I'm
I
like,
love that.
hey, let's hang out and Greg will cook you food.
Yeah, it's my
And
favorite.
he allows me to just tell them that because he loves it.
It
So
is. It's my favorite thing.
yeah.
Or make them a cocktail, whatever. You know, like I love that type of stuff. I live for that.
Another creative outlet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. Cooking is just like writing music. It's the same.
Mm. Something that's currently adding value to your life.
Kimberly Jane Best.
Oh.
She's
Saw
not a
that coming from a
something.
mile away.
She's not a something, but yeah, obviously, because I wouldn't be able to do what I do unless I had Kim because it's there's a huge emotional burden. Um I shouldn't say burden. That's the wrong word to use, but there's a lot of emotional depth that I deal with that she's there to like shoulder for me. Um because I've had these um I don't even want to use the word issues. Like I've just had these challenges with my mental wellness for such a long time. And it's much better to be able to go through it with someone who like actually cares about you and loves you. So
Mm,
yeah,
that's
definitely
good.
Kimberly.
um what is adding value? I mean, literally at this moment, there is some sunshine.
Hmm.
So that is one thing
Huge.
that is adding value to my life right now. I feel weird not saying Greg
You
now
don't
that
have to say that.
he said
No,
me.
no.
But
I just went with my gut. You don't have to.
yeah, I just love our relationship because there's no like comparison thing. You know,
Mm.
even in and of that, if I didn't say anything and just didn't mention Greg within this question, like he wouldn't even think twice about it. It's just, we have a
I
beautiful.
would get you off this podcast and be like, hey, no,
No.
how come you didn't mention me? No, it's not.
Me and my
It's
Oh.
big
not
cup.
really yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else is adding value. I think I should just stick with the sun because
Oh
I'm with
man,
you.
it's so good.
this time of year is really hard in the Northeast
It's
because we
awful.
just don't get a lot of sun. So it's almost like everyone is feeling that low without vitamin D. So yeah,
And it
sunshine
gets
today.
worked out in their driving.
Oh my goodness.
Well said.
It's only the easiest thing I could say about what happens around here.
Oh, it's rough.
Yep.
Something you'd tell your younger self.
It's okay to be you.
Every part of you is acceptable.
Yeah.
That's something I'm going to have to like say to my inner child from now on. I don't speak to him a lot, and I should. So
And when you don't have to do that anymore, your inner teenager will come out, and they'll probably need to hear it too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
All right,
I
next
love it.
one might be a bit of a challenge. So please reintroduce yourselves without using any words or terms that describe how you take care of others. So nothing like spouse, mother, teacher, caring, nothing like that.
I'm so tempted to just like sing with no words.
Go for it,
At first-
please.
At first
Please
you were
do.
like, no words. And I'm like, wait, so like we're going to make music right now?
Yeah.
You can.
I don't know. I think I'm a little intimidated to sing on a podcast. It's kind of like performing on a stage. Not for me.
No pressure.
I'm having a hard time. This is a tricky question. So, because I'm like, one of the first things I'm thinking is like, I'm caring, but that we're not going for that though, right?
Yeah. But who are you? Introduce yourself.
Yeah. Greg, can you go first?
I am Greg Best. I am a mystic, and music is my religion.
Okay. So my name is Kimberly Jane Best. I love my full name. And I am full of joy and light and presence, recognizing beauty all around me.
Boom!
Yeah, you both did it.
Nailed it.
Way to go.
We just high-five each other for those of us who can't see us, which is all of you.
In case you thought that sound was him smacking me in the face.
Oh my
I actually don't think your mics picked
That
it up,
is
but
so
Okay.
extreme.
it was a high five.
I know. Well, I
I
was
can
like,
confirm it was a
I
high
just thought it
five.
was funny because you had to like explain it, and I was like, yeah, in case they confuse us with being violent over
I
a
thought you were
podcast.
gonna say like in case you thought Kim was slapping your butt or something.
No. Yeah, even better. That's fine.
Oh gosh.
All right, last question is where can the listeners find you and connect with you?
Yeah, so the best place for me is Instagram. And just like I introduced my full name, that is my Instagram handle, Kimberly Jane Best.
That's it. Nothing else.
Oh,
Just making sure.
well, I mean, I could list off all the other things. Kimbest.com. There's some resources there for music therapists. You can find my podcast there, and yeah, look up not your average music therapist wherever you listen to podcasts, or just find it on my website. But yeah, Instagram is like really the only social media app I like to use. Because I like beautiful things. I love beautiful pictures.
Yeah. She does.
Yeah.
You can also connect with me on Instagram at Greg Best Ever. And I also just started a TikTok, so I have like no following whatsoever,
Oh,
but that
follow
one is
Greg.
called This is Greg Best, at This is Greg Best. Because I tried to start TikTok like a year ago and it locked me out, and I do have the at Greg Best Ever, but I can't get back in, and it's
Aw.
never, I don't know what's going on with TikTok, but I had to restart it. So it's
so
This is Greg Best Ever on TikTok, and then at Greg Best Ever on YouTube as well. And my website is besteverproductions.live, which can link you to a bunch of different things, including my This Is Greg Best Spotify playlist.
And right now, Music Can Help does not have its own website. So if you'd like to buy the t-shirts or pre-order them, you can go to kimbest.com/shop. And we would love to have a follow on Instagram through Music Can Help.
Yep.
We're going to be posting not only our products and events and groups, but various content around music and wellness. So that's at Music Can Help on Instagram.
Love it. Everything will be linked, so it'll be easy for people to find. Thank you both for taking the time to talk with me today and share your experiences. And I truly can't wait to see what you're able to do individually and what you're able to do collaboratively.
Thank you.
You're both like, your intentions are so pure and you're both so creative that like there's no limit to what you'll be able to do together. And there's also no pressure for timeline. So
yes.
Yeah, thanks. That all is really helpful.
Living for life. That's like a new hashtag that I like tagging, because it's like a reminder, like slow down, things take time, and that is life. And it's okay. And you are part of life in that slowness. Thanks so much for having us on. It's been fun to reconnect.
Thank you so much for checking out this episode. I hope that you have left this conversation feeling inspired and excited, invigorated. Definitely check out all the offerings that Kim and Greg have. And remember that if you have a creative idea, you envision something, you want to make an impact in some way, you can totally do that. And it doesn't have to happen in a day, a week, a month, a year. You can take your time, do it on your own timeline, see how the idea evolves. Notice, like, I am constantly surprised through this show by where people, like, different support networks pop up. So if right now you feel like you have something you want to start, you have a creative project, you're not entirely sure what to do, and you don't know what the response will be, I say totally give it a try. And you'll be surprised by how many people come out of the woodworks and love what you're doing and want to help you along the way. So that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode today, for supporting this show. Please make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. Get on our newsletter so you hear about all the things going on behind the scenes. Also follow us on social media. Everything is Care-Chronicles or Care_Chronicles. Thank you again. And until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.